When your cat takes your seat the moment you stand up, what do you think it means? Most people assume their cat is just being opportunistic. But that explanation misses something important. Because in many cases, that little move reveals something much deeper about how your cat sees you. Cats experience their environment through signals humans rarely notice. Smell, warmth, routine, and proximity all shape how safe they feel in a space. When a cat chooses your exact spot the moment you leave it, they are responding to several layers of meaning built into that place. And if you only see it as a silly habit, you might miss what your cat is actually communicating. The first piece of the puzzle has to do with scent. Your chair, your side of the couch, or the place where you usually sit carries something extremely important to a cat: your natural scent. Cats experience the world through smell far more intensely than humans do. Every person leaves behind subtle chemical traces through skin oils and natural body chemistry. To your cat, those traces signal familiarity. Behavioral researchers studying domestic cats have found that exposure to a familiar human scent can reduce signs of stress in cats placed in unfamiliar environments. In other words, your smell is calming. So when your cat settles into the exact spot you just left, they are surrounding themselves with the scent that signals safety in their world. It isn't just a chair. To them, it's the place that smells the most like you. There is another layer to this behavior that often goes unnoticed. Cats also use scent to define their social connections. Throughout their bodies, especially around their face and paws, they carry scent glands that release tiny chemical signals when they rub against objects or settle into spaces. When a cat sits where your scent already exists, their own scent may be added to that space as well. This process blends the two together. For cats, scent mixing is one of the ways they reinforce social bonds within their group. Instead of competing with your presence, they are combining it with theirs. It becomes a shared space rather than a contested one. Another reason your cat may choose your seat has to do with how they observe the household. Cats pay close attention to patterns. They notice who moves through the home in predictable ways, who opens doors, who fills food bowls, and who spends the most time in certain areas. Over time, those observations help them form a mental map of the environment. Certain locations become associated with specific people. The chair you use every evening or the couch cushion you always occupy becomes strongly linked with you in your cat's memory. When your cat moves into that spot after you leave, they are stepping into a location that holds social significance. In a way, they are remaining connected to you even while you are no longer sitting there. Temperature also plays an important role. Cats maintain a slightly higher body temperature than humans, which means their preferred resting environments are often warmer than what people find comfortable. This is why cats frequently seek out sunlit windows, heated surfaces, or warm electronics. Your recently vacated seat contains something very appealing: residual warmth. When you stand up, the cushion still holds heat from your body. For a cat, that warmth represents an energy-efficient resting spot. Instead of searching for a warm area somewhere else, they simply move into the place that has already been heated. This behavior reflects a natural instinct for conserving energy. Cats instinctively gravitate toward warm areas where their bodies do not have to work as hard to maintain temperature. Another fascinating element behind this habit involves learning. For a long time, people assumed cats paid little attention to what humans were doing. But research in animal cognition has shown that cats observe their owners more carefully than many people realize. They study routines. They notice patterns. They watch where people spend their time. Over repeated days and weeks, your cat learns that a particular chair or seat is the place where you relax. They see you return to it again and again. Eventually, that spot becomes part of the behavioral map they build about the household. When they move into that space after you leave, they are essentially copying the pattern they've observed. From their perspective, it is the place that seems most important. Cats are also incredibly skilled at predicting behavior. You may feel like your cat appears out of nowhere the moment you stand up. But that moment is rarely a surprise to them. Cats pay attention to tiny movements that signal what is about to happen. The way you shift your weight, the sound of a phone being set down, a change in posture before standing. These subtle cues allow cats to anticipate the next event. After living with you for months or years, they've seen the pattern countless times. They know when that seat is about to become available. So when they move into it almost instantly, they aren't acting randomly. They're simply responding to a familiar routine. There is also an emotional layer hidden inside this behavior. Cats are selective about where they rest. In the wild, choosing the wrong resting place can expose them to danger. Even in a safe home environment, those instincts remain. A cat usually chooses resting places that feel secure and familiar. When your cat ignores other comfortable spots in the room and instead curls up exactly where you were sitting, it reveals something important about how they view you. That place carries your scent, your warmth, and your presence. It represents the center of their safe environment. If you ever notice that your cat suddenly stops using your seat or changes their usual resting spots entirely, it may signal a shift in their environment or comfort level. Cats often express stress or discomfort through subtle changes in routine. A new sound, a change in schedule, illness, or tension in the household can influence where they feel safe enough to relax. Watching those small patterns helps you recognize when something in their world might be different. At first glance, your cat stealing your seat may look like nothing more than a playful habit. But behind that moment lies a complex combination of scent, warmth, learning, and emotional comfort. Your seat is more than just furniture to them. It represents the place where the person they trust most spends their time. And when they curl up there after you leave, they are doing the closest thing a cat can do to staying beside you even when you're gone.